Kevin, I know I drove you crazy while you were on vacation, sending you play-by-plays, emotional play-by-plays about my reaction to everything that was happening with Meghan while you were on vacay.
You didn't drive me crazy, yeah? I'm that kind of person. I hate losing touch. So when I'm on holiday, on vacation, I'm always checking the news all the time. So your missives over WhatsApp were very well received, and they promoted some very serious discussions between me, my wife, and some of the other residents of our hotel over there in Barbados. So you performed a very useful service. Thank you very much. And a Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Let's get going. I mean, you know, this is going to be kind of old material for some people, but it's new for us. My God, did it all happen while I was away? Meghan has gone on a massive broadside. She's relaunching herself. So it started off with that ridiculous film of her running around a beach, putting 2025 in the sand. My favourite bit was Harry's great big sneaker shoe imprint on the sand next to where she was riding it. So it wasn't very professional. And then she unleashed this. This is her new cooking show. Remind me, I keep getting it. Is it With Love Meghan or Meghan with Love? What's it called?
It's With Love Meghan.
With Love Meghan. Here's the trailer.
I'm going to share some little tips and tricks. I see what color I gravitate to, and everything goes from there. And how you can incorporate these practices every day. That's what you want. You want that shape and texture. Come on. This is about connecting with friends. I love that we're doing this together for the first time. Making new friends. That is so good.
We're family now.
And just learning.
Look at how much honey we have.
Do you believe in love? Do you believe in tragic, more like? What do you reckon on this, Kinsey? I'll tell you what I think as an experienced television critic. I don't think this show stands a chance. I mean, what's it about? Why on earth do I want to know about, you know, Meghan baking cakes for her mates in California? You know, what's her qualifications for this? You know, we'll put up with it for Nigella Lawson or Martha Stewart, all of these people with a track record. You know, they've got a podium to preach from. They're experienced cooks. They're professional chefs. They know what they're doing when it comes to domestic lifestyle choices. This woman, what does she know? Why not? You know, it's like, oh, here's my baked cake for my friend. Look, here's some strawberries. Oh, look, you know, I'm looking for flowers. What on earth is this all about?
Well, I mean, she's the princess of plagiarism. If you look at some of the projects that are featured in the trailer, they're, you know, things you could find on Pinterest right now. The little ladybugs that, the tomato ladybugs, things like that. I mean, I'm sorry, but ice cream and strawberries, there's nothing groundbreaking about that.
Ice cream and strawberries? This woman's a genius.
I know.
What a combination.
Gordon Ramsay is going into hiding right now. I can feel it in my bones. But yeah, no, you're right. She doesn't have the qualifications. This is just, I think what's so tragic to me, because I agree with you, do you believe in tragic? What's so tragic to me is that she married a prince. She had the most incredible platform ever. You know, the British royal family is, I hate the word iconic, it's used too much, but they are iconic. The association, the closeness that she had to the Queen, I mean, just the fact that there was a point in her life where she could potentially call Queen Elizabeth. She let all of that go to be a reality star. And to do something that she was attempting to do in 2015 and in 2016 before she met Prince Harry, this is just, you know, an extension of the TIG. And what a decline, what a professional decline, because I'd also stress in 2015 or 2016, if she pitched that show to Netflix or anybody, they'd say, who the hell are you? They'd also say, there are a million shows that look exactly like what you just showed us that are already on TV. she got this gig because of who she married. I'd also stressed that there were a whole lot of white women that watching white women eating ice cream is personally not my jam. And I just don't understand who she is, who her target audience is in her head.
Yeah.
Because what is that?
Exactly what I think, Kinsey. And here's the thing about Meghan. You and I have discussed this before. Her problem, ever since her and Harry appointed themselves, big Hollywood producers of television series, producers of podcasts. We're going to entertain the world. We're going to change the world with our fabulous programs, our entertaining programs. She has no idea what's entertaining. She has no idea what's boring. And I'll tell you what's boring. What's boring is watching a load of beaming, as you say, middle-class white women standing around in a greenhouse, which she pretends is her own house. It's not hers. They're not even filming. She doesn't even have the good sense to film it at her own home. They go and film it somewhere else, at another mansion. But she doesn't understand that, oh, look, I made some strawberries and cream and ice cream. Oh, look, I made little ladybirds. She doesn't understand. This stuff is boring. It's deathly dull. That's her problem, isn't it? She has no idea what people want to watch or listen to.
Well, I think that is the problem with you, Kevin, is that you have common sense. I mean, I think that's bigger picture the issue, but to me, what was so horrible was how frivolous and freaking stupid after America dealt with 2 back-to-back terror attacks in a span of 24 hours. Meghan is going to provide us joy by standing in a florist's, space, picking her favorite color. I'm sorry, but how ignorant are you? Read the room.
Yeah, very, very bad timing. Totally agree. She should have delayed it. Nobody wants to see the promotion of a stupid little cooking show the day after a terrible terrorist atrocity that shocked America, in fact, shocked the world. So terrible, terrible timing. But of course, she wants this series to sort of coincide with the relaunch, if you like, of her ill-fated lifestyle site, American Riviera Orchard, which we know was actually launched back in March, hasn't sold a damn thing yet, has been trapped in, lost in kind of legal wrangling. It's in a complete mess over trademarks and so on and so forth, and copyright and so on. So it's in a mess. But she wants this series to promote that. Well, let's before we chat about this, let's remind ourselves all those months ago, March it was, of the film that she put out to promote American Riviera Orchard. Take it away, Meghan. She hasn't got a clue, has she? What's that supposed to be? Anyway, that was from March. Still hasn't sold a damn thing. Now, if she thinks that American Riviera Orchard will be relaunched from the fabulous launching pad that is With Love Meghan, she's got another thing coming. I don't think anybody's going to watch With Love Meghan.
Well, we're all, out of morbid curiosity, we might all take a peek at
Oh, yeah, the first episode, yeah. Bit like a podcast series.
Exactly. I just want to reiterate how terrible her timing is. She sits down with Oprah Winfrey. Prince Philip dies a month later. She sits down with the Cut magazine. Queen Elizabeth dies weeks after the Cut magazine interview, where Meghan threatens the royal family basically by saying, oh, I didn't have to sign an NDA. And guess what? I found a journal at Frogmore Cottage. The Queen dies weeks later. You know, the king announces that he is currently suffering from cancer. The world gasps, and Meghan announces the launch of American Riviera Orchard. The Princess of Wales announces, you know, guess what? I have decided to come back. I'm going to be at trooping. I'm feeling a little bit better because she, unfortunately, suffering from cancer too at the time. And then Nacho Polo posts Meghan's dog biscuits on Instagram. I have never met somebody. It's like we laugh about this all the time. Tina Brown, Meghan is flawless at getting it wrong.
Yeah.
The timing on all of this is insane. She's had this Instagram account since 2022. She could not hold off 24 to 48 hours after a terror attack because, Kevin, as we discussed, Archie's godmother, she lost her stepson in that attack. Yeah. You know, how is Meghan feeling knowing that while she was frolicking on the beach, practicing 2025 and uploading that to Instagram, you know, Archie's godmother was grieving the loss of a son. She is so terrible at this. Maybe it's time to give it a rest.
So the Daily Telegraph over here, their review, the headline on the cooking show was, "What I've always wanted, a lesson from Meghan on freezing an edible flower inside an ice cube." I mean...
and how much did you laugh when the chef said your family now? Because it's like, okay, well, since you guys are family, she's going to change her phone number and never talk to you again. That's not a compliment.
Yeah. And she says that this cookery show is about taking something pretty ordinary and elevating it. But enough of Harry. Let's talk about the show itself. She says it's not about perfection, it's about joy. Well, you know, I don't want to see... if I'm going to watch a TV show about cooking and flour, I want it to be perfection. I want it to be something to aim for. Not, oh, it's all right if your cake's rubbish. What is the point of this? I don't get it. Oh, so she's basically saying, I'm an average cook, nothing special, I'll cook a few things, and it's all about joy. As I say, again, I'm going to come back to my theme. This woman hasn't got a clue. She does not know how to entertain people. Why is this entertaining? Why do I want to see her freezing edible flowers in ice cubes, really?
I honestly felt like that quote about it's not about perfection, it's about making mistakes. I felt like a publicist told her to say that so she would appear to be a little bit more humble, because it is Meghan telling us how impressed Meghan Markle is with Meghan Markle in that trailer. You know, like, I just turn ordinary things extraordinary. I know how to pick out a pretty colored flower. It's Meghan telling us how great she is. I felt like that was a publicist saying, hey, pump the brakes, say sometimes I make mistakes, because at the end of the day, Kevin, aside from being a quick cash out of the Netflix deal that we both know is not going to be renewed at the level that it was initially, this is an attempt at Meghan to rebrand herself for the 500th time, but this is Meghan trying to change public perception. We know her as a bully. Yeah. And so Meghan wants to say, with love, my dad's had a couple of heart attacks. I don't take his calls, but I'm so sweet.
That's exactly what I was going to say. She said something about, you know, that she loves preparing food and stuff for friends to prove how much she's been thinking about them. You know, what a lovely person she is. You know, again, it comes down to this backdrop. Oh, I'm so lovely and I think about my friends and, you know, it's all about joy, not perfection. Isn't this wonderful? What about your dad? 2 heart attacks and a stroke. Close to death, to be honest with you. 80 years old, and you won't let him see his grandchildren. You haven't spoken to him for, what is it now, 4 years? Because he had the temerity to talk to the press before your wedding. You haven't spoken to the rest of your family. Frankly, I believe because you think they're a bit sort of blue collar, a bit downscale, and therefore embarrassing to your pretensions to be a member of the royal family. You're not a member of the royal family. You just married into it and took a title. Nobody regards Meghan Markle as royal. You know, I mean, given though, Kinsey, that this is her last roll of the dice. If that show, what is it, Meghan with Love, fails, and I think it will, you know, there goes American Riviera Orchard, there goes their Netflix contract, there goes all of her showbiz pretensions. This is make or break this in the next couple of months for her, and I say she breaks.
Well, I mean, she is determined to make 2025 her year. That is why someone in her camp linked to Page Six that 2025 was going to be all about the Markle sparkle. That's why, despite multiple terror attacks, Meghan decided to jump on Instagram and say, "Look at me, look at me." Yeah. She's going to drive. I think she's going to be all over the place this year, but she doesn't have thick enough skin to handle the rejection that is coming her way. Of the 1 million people that viewed the trailer on YouTube, over 103,000 people have disliked that video. Less than 13,000 people have liked that video. That's 89% negative feedback when it comes to her trailer. Comments are on, they're glorious. Comments off on her personal Instagram account. She can't handle the heat. So I think she's determined right now, but I think she might not like the reaction she gets.
It ain't gonna work, I don't think. And just a quick word, couple of last points, Kinsey. First point, she, as we discussed earlier, suddenly goes back on Instagram just before Christmas, posting that ludicrous video of her being carefree and lovable on the beach. So contrived, so tacky. But going back onto Instagram now, as I recall, her and that lapdog husband of hers, old Ginger, what's his name, Harry, they left social media because they were worried about online harm, right? They came off social media, but she needs it now to promote her programme, her silly little cooking show, and American Riviera Orchard. So suddenly she has lost all of her qualms about social media when it's of use to her.
Yeah, said on that South by Southwest panel with Katie Couric and Brooke Shields, and said the way she dealt with online bullying was by not having social media, and that people were cruel and catty to her online. Absolutely. But I also would stress that somebody close to her told Page Six that she is personally working with Facebook Meta to ensure that it's to improve people's social media experiences, less bullying. She wants to show that you can bring joy from all of his favorite word through social media.
Yeah, two things about that. That is just pathetic. And two, she's not talking to Facebook about bringing joy to Facebook or Meta users. It's just not true, is it? It's just nonsense. Last question to you, Kinsey. Good to be talking to you again. It's always fun. What about him, that appendage of hers, Prince Harry? I mean, he seems to have found a role for himself, at least, filming his wife on the beach, stamping his footprints. But I mean, what's going to become well, I think this year for Meghan is going to be disastrous, I think. I really hope it's not, but I think it will be. What about him? What's he going to do this year?
Well, I mean, you're right. Instagram boyfriend, just chasing her around, ensuring that he gets the right angle or he gets the wrath, allegedly. Ask the Sussex Survivors Club. What is he going to do? He's Butter Up is going to continue to pay him a lot of money to do very little. I'm sure he's going to continue to work with some of the charities that he has over the years. That's where he flourishes. That's where he needs to stay in that lane. No one wants Polo 2.0.
Yeah, that's been an absolute disaster. And as I said earlier, and I maintain I was right, I think that Meghan with Love will go down exactly the same route as Polo, right into the waste bin. People aren't going to watch it. They might, you're right, I'll watch the first one. But, you know, I mean, those lifestyle shows are boring enough as it is. But with someone with no qualifications, here's me in the house that my husband bought, you know, looking happy with a cake. Where's the entertainment value? There isn't any. There isn't any. Therefore, that series will fail.